Okay, this is Fight Hut UK with Ingram Jones and Frank Warren. Frank, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Now, here you're talking a lot about Derek and how you believe Derek can win the fight. He's a natural heavyweight. Can you go in a bit into a bit more detail as to why you believe that, and not just as a, obviously you would say as a promoter, Derek's going to win the fight.
I think on paper, David obviously is the favourite on paper, and I can see why. But I think, if there weren't such thing as an upset, then the word would be in the dictionary. And if you look at Derek's last couple of fights, he should have been ranked number one at the time in the world after the Alanius fight. He should have won that fight. It was a terrible decision. Took a couple of big shots in that fight. And you look against Klitschko, all the events in Germany took away what he achieved in the ring. In only his 18th fight, he gave Vitaly Klitschko the hardest fight he's had since he fought against Lennox Lewis. Took some big shots in both Alania's fight and Vitaly Klitschko's fight. And I think they're good rounds for him under his belt. He's got a good chin, he's got speed, he's got great work rate, and he's got great heart and desire. And I think that that's what this fight's going to be all about.
I think you talk a lot about his chin. I've seen Derek up close, and been very close to the camp. But he has got good head movement as well, I would say. And the bobbing and weaving could cause David problems here.
Well, he's got great lateral movement. He does move, and he tries to make himself a hard target. A lot of people compare his style to Joe Frazier. But the situation is with David, David in his last few fights has seemed to fight only one way, and it's been on the back foot. And you ain't going to beat Derek Chisora on the back foot. You're going to have to come and fight him. And I think he knows that. And there's a lot of pressure on David after his last fight in Germany, with the toe job excuse. He's got to go out there and prove to the fans that he can do it. He looked terrible against the Klitschko he fought, whereas Derek looked good against his mate. And one thing about David, he does wobble. He gets caught in the whiskers, and he goes over.
If you think about his weight, he looks very light to me at the moment. I went up to Adam Booth and asked him, he's like 15 to 15.5 stone. Adam said I could have looked like I'm a medium or a psychic. I mean, he does look very light.
It's not quite, you don't want to count. There's a saying in boxing, crap weighs heavy.
Yeah.
What do you want to carry the weight around if you don't need it for? Speed. That's what he's going to be relying on. Because he's up against a heavyweight who's quite a fast heavyweight, Derek Chisora. So he's going to need his speed.
I remember the fight Holyfield had with Bo, and Holyfield came in too light for the first fight. You saw Bo just bullied him around the ring in the later rounds. Can you see something like that happening?
No, I don't. I don't think the fight's going to go the distance. I really fancy Derek if he catches him. I think he'll stop him. But
isn't Derek? It's to do with temperament as well.
He's got great temperament. I mean, he went into Germany, into the other man's backyard, having all those shenanigans before the fight, the whole crowd booing him down. As I said, you thought in the last few months he's been on the set of Mississippi Burning. I mean, the guy's got plenty of heart, and he's gone out there and he's shown it. And nobody can take that away from him. One thing about Derek Chisora, he's a warrior.
Absolutely. Frank Warren, thank you so much. This is Fight Hut UK with the legend, Colin Hart. Colin, how are we doing today?
We're doing very well.
Good. In your year's experience of boxing, do you think this is all hype, or do you think this is real substance to it?
It's about time we forgot about what happened in Munich.
Absolutely.
And get rid of all that rubbish, because this, in my opinion, is a genuine, intriguing heavyweight fight between two top British heavyweights. And no one knows who's going to win this fight. That's what makes it so interesting. You can make a case for both men. And that's why 30,000 people have bought tickets to see it.
People say for some people, they'll call it a mismatch. I mean, I was talking to Spencer Ferron the other day, and he thinks it's going to be a complete mismatch. He thinks that David's going to walk straight through Chisora.
Yeah, well, I know Mr. Spencer Ferron from way back. He and I have had many verbal battles. The worst judges of boxing are the boxers. I mean, he's a mate of David Haye.
Yeah,
so I don't expect him to say anything else. I couldn't disagree with him more. It could happen, because anything can happen in heavyweight boxing.
Yes.
I mean, David Haye may come out and try and knock out Chisora in the opening 2 or 3 rounds. If he doesn't, I think he could find himself having a real war.
I tried to back up Adam Booth earlier, and I asked him questions such as who was David sparring with. He wouldn't reveal who he was sparring with, and I don't see what the big thing is. Derek's revealed he sparred with Nathan Cleverly, he sparred with Joe Hanks and Christopher Keane. The Booth won't say anything about the sparring partners.
No, Booth is a one-off. He's a rather strange individual when it comes to the media, I've found. I mean, one of the things I've heard is that Adam Booth insisted that the underlay that's going beneath the ring on Saturday night, beneath the canvas, be transported to David Haye's gym so he could train on it. I mean, it's a wonder that Angelo Dundee, the great Angelo Dundee, didn't think of that when he was training Muhammad Ali.
Well, it's a throwback fight, I think, because you've got a guy that's an out-and-out brawler, and you get a guy who thinks he's a boxer.
Well, Haye is a boxer. I mean, let's not forget that he's a double world champion.
Agreed.
And a very, very good cruiserweight.
Agreed.
I mean, he's quick and he does punch hard for a cruiserweight.
But as a boxing journalist, you would agree with me that the greatest fighters have all had a left jab.
Some of the greatest heavyweights of all time. No, I'll rephrase that.
Yes.
Every great fighter in the history of boxing had a great left jab.
There we go.
Sugar Ray Robinson,
There we
Sugar
go.
Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes.
Right.
You could go on forever.
Now, great left jab. Now, for me, if David Haye had a great left jab, I could see him controlling the fight at distance and throwing punches. We know that David Haye has to throw his punches from distance. All his knockouts come at heavyweight have been at distance. When he knocked Ruiz down, he was at distance. When he knocked Audrey down, he was at distance, and he stood back, and when Audrey was up on the ring ropes, he threw shots again. So,
Right.
up close, it's going to be an interesting fight.
Well, I think that Chisora will be standing on his toes, and that's the only way Chisora's got to win. He's got to bully him into defeat.
I can't see David. I mean, a lot of people are saying that David's going to come out on the back foot and box as he normally does. I asked Luke and said, look, straight up, David always goes on the back foot and fights. Are you going to change tactics for this one and try and jump on Chisora?
Well, he's not going to tell us his tactics now, is he?
No.
We'll find out when the opening bell sounds. What we can do is to try and suggest what he should do or what he shouldn't do. And if he's going to beat Chisora and he's not going to win by knockout in 2 or 3 rounds, then he has to go on the back foot and outbox him and use his speed.
Absolutely. Now,
But has he got the stamina
to do it?
to go 12 rounds when see,
Go
the
and get
trouble
tough.
with Haye is he's not a natural heavyweight. He will weigh nearly 16 stone. But Chisora is a natural heavyweight and has the strength of a natural heavyweight. And when he starts shoving and pushing David around, maybe in the later stages, it may affect his legs.
Absolutely. And it's not been pushed since the Carl Thompson fight, if you remember. The Carl Thompson fight was getting pushed back and back and back and back.
Yeah, well, Carl was a terrific puncher.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, thank you so much, Colin Hart, for this interview.
My pleasure.